Watch what's approaching, the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
What's good? So we're going to switch things up a little bit and have a little fun. As you guys know, I recently rainbowed this idiot. I don't know why I wasted orbs, but whatever. Might as well test this guy. So because of that, I wanted to pair up the monster carrot, which I also have rainbowed. So it's going to be a little bit of a ridiculous Super Battle Road run. But the reason why I wanted to pair these guys up is because both of them do have built-in skill sets to stun the enemy. So Demigra has the ability for the rare chance to stun the enemy as part of the super attack, and then for the passive skill, he's actually got a high chance to stun the attacked enemy. The monster carrot version has a rare chance to stun the enemy with a super attack and a medium chance to stun the attacked enemy. So basically the way this is going to work out is both of these guys, if they stun the attacked enemy, the enemy will be stunned for the remainder of that turn. However, if the super attack actually stuns the enemy, then you're talking about 2 turns where they'll be stunned. So it's going to be interesting to see how often these actually activate and just see how things see how things play out, really, pretty much. And you know, I'm hoping that the rest of the units on the team will pretty much clear the map for me, and we can just kind of minimize as much damage as possible. So again, I'm going to keep those 2 units on the same rotation. I don't want to break the link between them, and we're gonna see how often they actually get the stun off. So yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a team that I would honestly run, but since I do have them at 100% potential, I figured it'd be worthwhile testing both of them at the same time and seeing if there is any sort of effect toward it. So we did get monster carrot to stun, and then pretty much, you know, that's kind of like the insurance policy for the rest of the units to potentially clear the map, you know what I mean? So it's actually working quite well. I think the Demigra unit, you know, obviously does have supreme damage ability with the super attack, so much more powerful than the monster carrot version. Boss Rabbit only has a ability for extreme damage, so you're looking at a very obsolete type unit. But you know, at the end of the day, it's pretty interesting to see how these units perform in a Super Battle Road setting. Honestly, I've only done it on, you know, 100% showcases and boss rush, stuff like that, so I've never actually tested them. Well, Boss Rabbit, I think I did test it a while back on Super Battle Road, but that unit does not necessarily link that well with the other units that are within the Extreme Intelligence type. So it's actually working out quite well with these 2 linked up together. I mean, they're doing decent enough to where I am making sure they do get the 12-key super in most cases, but of course it ultimately comes down to how much damage they end up taking. So I did have to bring in, you know, damage reducing items and stuff like that. Honestly, without that, you're looking at a substantial amount of damage taken. HP is actually pretty decent. I think the max is like 460k, so you know, obviously plenty of HP for the team itself. And you know, Boss Rabbit, luckily for that unit, you can actually get the super attack off with at least 9 keys, so that does help. You just have to basically have SA level at least level 5 in order to get the benefit for that. So I mean, overall, these guys are actually doing pretty well, surprisingly. You know, a lot of it does depend on RNG and how lucky you get with the passive skill and super attack abilities taking effect, but you know, with that being said, they're actually doing pretty well. And of course, I do have very powerful units like Janemba, LR Cell, and LR Metacooler Army. Other units, I think, is the EZA Intelligence Metacooler as well. That unit's brought in because of the passive skill boost to allies, as well as, I think, Fear and Faith, I think, was a link skill that is shared with the Demigra unit. So let me actually check real quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Fear and Faith is a key link that is shared between the Metacooler unit and the Demigra unit. I'm not sure. Revival, I think, is another one possibly. Maybe not. I'm thinking, but probably based on what I'm looking at, probably not. So That is a link skill though, however, that's shared with the LR Cell unit. So, you know, at least we're getting some key boosting links. In this case, on this rotation here, didn't really get the 12 key super, but it's okay because again, the passive skill does have the ability to stun the attacked enemy. So as long as you get an attack in, you're pretty much you know, at least getting a medium or high chance to stun the enemy. So it works out pretty well. And it's actually, this run is actually running a lot smoother than I imagined. I assumed the units would end up taking a lot more damage, but again, we're pretty much mitigating that with, you know, item usage and whatnot. Plus, the other units on the team are very good defensively, so that does help out quite a bit. So, you know, with that being said, I didn't cover the leader, but of course the leader is LR Cell because of the not only the boost for the androids and Cell Saga for the 170%, but also extreme intelligence, key plus 3 HP attack and defense, increase of 120%. So, you know, it's I think personally it's a lot better than the Kid Buu leaders, honestly, because defensively LR Cells is way better. So it tends to work out well in that regard, and you know, honestly, that's probably the format I would go, since, you know, the cell units would also get a higher boost than Kid Buu being leader. So that's pretty much a little bit more color as to the team build itself. Alright, so let's see how effective we can get the stun active on this rotation against the Trunks unit. I think we have at least 2 attacks coming up. Can't get enough for the 12 key for Boss Rabbit, but as long as he gets an attack in, we still have a chance for a medium possibility, but that didn't activate, so we'll have to depend on this guy. Yeah, and I mean, the stuns are kicking in, surprisingly, you know. It's one of those things, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something here, but sometimes it's hard to figure out if the stun is activated from the super attack or the passive. You won't really know until the next rotation and, you know, see if the unit's still stunned or not. So I don't know, like, maybe I'm missing something here, but you know, let me know in the comments if there is an indicator between the two. Maybe, you know, I've been playing for 5 years and never realized it. I don't know. You know, you learn something new every day, so it's always one of those learning experiences, I guess, for lack of better words. I did recently pick up a dupe for LR Cell, so finally had, you know, the bottom right path unlocked, so definitely does help out a little bit. I'm still saving all of my red gacha coins. I'm kind of like debating on what to do with it. I might end up trading it in for like a couple of dupes for the transforming cooler unit maybe. I really do love that guy, so I've been thinking about maybe reserving that for him. If not, you know, when Gogeta and the Vegito units from 5-year anniversary come back around and available with the gacha coins, I might exchange that for, you know, copy or dupes. I don't know. I haven't made my decision on that. I'm really not in a rush, honestly. You know, my deck overall is doing pretty well at this point, and it's not like it's an absolute necessity, you know, to get some certain units. So with that being said, you know, I kind of take my time with it and just spend it on the units I really need. Alright, so of course Janemba is probably the best to put in the first slot, but you know, you're looking at you know, not being able to get enough key, but you know, the link, I didn't want to break the link necessarily with Cell, but you know, at least we get it with the LR Metacooler army, and honestly I think Janemba is probably a decent option for the Dokkan mode attack here. I'm hoping that all the enemies aren't KO'd here, because I want another rotation with the Monster Carrot and the Demigra unit, so we'll see what happens here. I think if it was Cell getting the Dokkan mode attack and crits activated, pretty much you're looking at all the enemies probably most likely being defeated, so I think it all works out here. Alright, so 2 units remained. Actually doing pretty good with this run. Not really any necessarily close calls, you know what I mean? So it's been actually pretty stable. I was actually worried initially when including the 2 units that HP would be a little bit of an issue in terms of like damage taken and whatnot. But you know, the stuns have activated quite a bit, and they're surprisingly doing pretty well. So of course I've had to mitigate damage with, you know, item consumption or whatnot, but it kind of tells you how much how far along Dokkan mode has come. You know, like initially when these type stages on Super Battle Road came out, it was very, very difficult. Now it's just like a playground, you know what I mean? So it's pretty wild how, you know, the introduction of new units have really changed stuff up. All right, so we'll top it off here. Let's see how he does. Well, didn't get the stun active, but it's all good. And we'll pretty much have one rotation here, and pretty much all the units on deck right here will pretty much apply enough damage to pretty much KO the enemy, which is Super Saiyan Gohan in this case. Yeah, I really do love Janemba. He's probably one of the best EZAs. I mean, I repeatedly say this, but it does ring true every time. I mean, all the EZAs that's come out, Janemba is definitely one of the most useful units. So, with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the switcheroo with the Monster Carrot and Demigra showcase on Super Battle Road. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.